Welcome, everyone, to the very first episode of The League Has Spoken, the companion show to our league. This is how we're going to be doing weekly recaps. And our very first episode one, we're taking a special preseason dive into topics such as what is Survivor, uh, who on the island is probably in trouble. Greg's going to yell at me a whole bunch. And if you stick around to the end, whether it be in video or audio, you're going to get to hear us talk smack about every single person in the league and whether we send you to the sanctuary or to fire making. So, with that little teaser, enjoy episode one of The League Has Spoken. All right, welcome, idiots. We have joining us on episode one two of the worst guests I could have possibly picked. We have Pat Mulcahy, new to the league, new to the game, doesn't know anything that's going on whatsoever. You look like you're being held in, for people that are just listening to the audio version of this, you are in a room with one of the smallest pictures I've ever seen on an otherwise blank wall. You look like you're in a hostage video. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I feel like I'm in a hostage situation with this Zoom, but we'll figure it out.
That's fair. That's fair. Greg, you have been kind enough to set up your camera vertically, which fits nice in the in the rectangle frame, and we have a great view of your ceiling as you're unloading dishes. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thanks. I can only see your face. I can't figure out how to pin Mulcahy to the screen.
That's cool.
And my name is actually Pat Skerker. So
Yeah,
just
setting the bar real high in episode one. All right, because I have the free Zoom and we don't have a lot of time, we're gonna rip through this. I have told you basically nothing about what this episode is going to be about. So, in our preseason extravaganza, the kickoff to our companion show that we're attempting to start, The League Has Spoken. We are going to cover what is the game of Survivor, mostly for Pat Mulcahy, because you don't know anything about what we're making you do.
No, I do not.
We're going to give Greg some time to get out his gripes with me live on the air. And I know he has them because you text me about them all the time. And then I'd like to talk about normally in preseason shows, people talk about who in the Survivor game is going to do well or not. And I'd like to take it a step back to make it more ridiculous. And I'd like to talk about who in the league we feel is going to do good or bad. Our motto is outwit, outscore, trash talk. So I'd really like to zoom in on some of the trash talk with you two later. And then in subsequent episodes, we can give people a chance to maybe come back and rebuttal. So with that being said, let's dive into it. We don't have a lot of time. Pat, what do you want to know about Survivor? You're new to the league. You don't know what's going on.
You know, Skerker, I'm new to everything. Somehow the last 48 or whatever seasons there have been have eluded me. I don't think I've watched a single minute of Survivor. So I think my big question is, what is the show all about? And what do I need to know as someone who's not going to actively watch but needs to be part of this league?
It's good that you own that. Greg, did you know he hadn't watched any of this?
I had no idea. So let me start off by this. Every contestant is given one flamethrower or a shield. So that'll come in really handy a little bit later, and Skirk will continue on of why that's important.
Great. Perfect.
I just want to let Greg do this now. Greg, will you describe Survivor for me? That was awesome.
Well, so Mulcahy, you teach history, correct?
I do.
Allegedly.
Is he still there? I don't think he's here anymore.
He's here.
Or maybe not.
I'm here.
Okay. Good. Okay. Have you ever heard of the Vietnam War?
Have I ever heard of it? Yes, I can say that I have.
Survivor is not really anything like that. It's just kind of
Perfect.
a bunch of people, just regular Joes, and they throw them on an island, and they just do challenges and create their own set of rules to live by.
Yep. That's all right. I'm gonna take over because that was
I'm not very good at history, so I really don't know. Maybe that is like Vietnam. I'm not sure.
this is taking no time at all to come off the rails. Yeah, they put 18 people on an island, divided recently into tribes of three or tribes of six, three tribes of six, and they have them compete in challenges, some for reward, at least one for immunity. Sometimes they combine those as the same challenge. And the most important thing you need to know is that every week for us, whatever tribe comes in last in the challenge has to go to tribal council and vote out one of their players.
Okay.
The reason that someone gets voted out varies. They can just, especially in the beginning, they tend to be someone that's just kind of a jerk or doesn't pull their weight around camp or like the weaklings. Because as also when you lose a challenge, your tribe, you give up your flint. So you have no means to make fire. So you're also like, you're screwed. And then in the next week, you have a chance to earn it back and send someone else to tribal council. At a certain point, when there's about 12-ish people left, they will do what's called the merge, which in our league is when you can no longer pick up new players. And at that point, it's everyone for themselves living on the same beach. And it's an individual game. So instead of winning immunity for your tribe, you're winning immunity just for yourself. Instead of winning reward for your group, you're winning reward just for yourself. And sometimes you can like pick people to come on rewards or, various things. But the ultimate goal at that point is to get to the final four. And after there's only four people left in the game, this wasn't always the case, but when there's four people left in the game, the last immunity challenge, someone wins individual immunity. And instead of voting between the remaining three players, the person who won not only gets to advance, but they choose who's going to go to what's called fire making, which is going to come up later in this episode. And those two people basically compete in a fire making challenge for the last spot in the final tribal, which is the last three people. So there's no vote out at that point. And then those three go to present their case for why they were most deserving of $1 million in front of a jury made up of the last 7 people that they all backstabbed and lied to and voted out.
Okay.
So there's a balance of I need to lie to you and trick you and vote you out, but I don't want to make you hate me because then you're not going to vote for me.
Okay.
So it's kind of a little mini social experiment. Now, in our league, how that ends up kind of relating to us is so there's about 50 different actions that players on your tribe in the league throughout the episode may perform that will earn you points. So the obvious ones are things like winning challenges, earning rewards, voting with the majority of people at tribal, because that means they weren't left out of a plan and they're not gullible. They can also do things like find hidden immunity idols, which might save them. Lately, a lot of people on the show like to then tell all their friends, hey, I found this idol. And usually that's a bad idea because you could get voted out because of it. But that's another way you can earn points. And then at the end of the season, so once we get to the merge, you can no longer pick up someone if they get voted off your team. Because at that point, we kind of all know enough about all the players on the island where we want to discourage everyone from picking the same 3 people. And then it's kind of whoever's left is left. So last season when we did this, it kind of worked out where we got to the end and some people had all 3 of their tribe members, some people had 2, some people had 1, but everyone had someone in the final episode to still be rooting for to try and
but which team maintained all of their tribe members for the longest, Pat?
Greg's team maintains their tribe members for the longest.
Okay, he asked me how that ended for me.
Greg, how did that end for you?
I went from 1st down to like 8th, so it was terrible.
All right.
We'll get to this later, but we made some changes for this season. And one of Greg's gripes with me is that he wanted to add a bonus for someone who had their team for the longest.
I mean, that seems pretty self-indulgent there, Greg. But you never want to be in first place in the last lap of Mario Kart, so I feel like it's the same in Survivor.
That has nothing to do
Yeah.
with this, but sure. What other
Well,
what other questions do you have though? So if you're just tuning in 15 minutes into this, we're making Mokehi do this. He has no experience with Survivor at all, but we just basically held a gun to his head and said you have to do this. So what other questions do you have?
Yeah, this is the price of my friendship. So I guess I understand the idea. It's who can lie and be persuasive the best, longest, and survive. That makes a lot of sense. When they vote, and when they go to council and they vote, everybody gets.
Which I'm at tribal council. That's my background. I'm in the tribal
Okay.
council.
There you go. See, would not have known that, but maybe could have guessed if I could see behind your shoulder before. But when they vote, they all is it public? Is it public voting? They just raise their hand in a thing, or is it like papers into a jar? How does that work for eliminating someone?
Greg.
they write their name on a piece of parchment, which I have right here.
Beautiful.
For the audio people, Greg's holding up a paper towel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, in a separate like part of this set. I don't know where it is in the set, but so behind me, they all sit around this fire, and Jeff usually grills them for a while and tries to get them to kind of talk their way out of existence in the show. That happened last season. Someone kept running their mouth at Tribal, and everyone switched their minds in the middle of Tribal to vote them out. And
I'm voting for here. I'm voting for Skerker because I really just can't stand the way he wears backwards hats, even though he's inside. But fun game today. Glad we played.
Thank you, Greg. So much like Greg just did, there is some sort of separate booth over here over my shoulder where they can't be heard by everyone else, and they'll go and they'll vote, and usually they'll say something snappy to the camera. And then after everyone's voted one by one, Jeff will grab the urn that they put all the votes in. I don't know why I'm miming grabbing an urn. Bring it out, and then he'll ask, does anyone have any advantages they want to play? And that's your like last chance to play an idol after everyone's voted. And usually it's pretty tense because everyone's like super paranoid at the end of like who has a secret advantage. And then once he starts reading the votes, it is what it is. You can't usually play something after that. And he knows who's going out already because he'll have looked at the votes, but they'll usually read it in some sort of dramatic fashion. So I don't know if Greg agrees with this. I feel like when they read votes, usually whoever's name he reads first probably isn't the one going home. Because they like to do this if it's like 3-2 vote out. He likes to start with the 2 and make it seem like it's neck and neck, you know?
Okay. All right. So hold on. So it is truly anonymous. So you don't have to look anyone in the eye and say, I promise I won't vote you out. Like if I looked Greg in the eye and I was like, Greg, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm going to keep you on the island. And then I don't have to look at him and be like, Greg.
Right. No, you don't. No,
okay. I mean,
they're also all paranoid. So like they've been on the beach with each other being like, who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? Let's do this. Let's get this person. And they don't know who's lying. So they'll be like counting it up in their head. Like that's 3 votes for this person. Okay. That's what I'd expected. But like when that number changes, you'll see them in their head. They're like trying to figure out, wait, who backstabbed me? And that's why like one of the actions in our game is voting with the majority. Because there'll be situations where it's like, let's say our tribe goes to tribal and I'm like, I have alliance with Mokehi because with the same name. I'm not going to vote for him. But 7 other people are like, listen, he's gone. I'm probably going to put your name down because I don't want, if I vote for someone else, it's not going to save you. And then someone else will be like, why'd you put my name down last night? So I don't want to so if you're already gone, I'm going to read the room and be like, oh, well, you're gone anyway. I'm not going to put a target on my back and tell this person that I don't like them. Because they'll figure out who voted for me. It must have been you.
All right, that makes sense. And I got one more question for this.
Okay.
Let's say people vote.
Yep.
And then there is somebody that is clearly going home.
Yep.
But Jeff asks, does anyone want to play an advantage? Is there an advantage? Is there some sort of immunity from being kicked out? Like, so if that person plays that, does the second highest vote person go home? Do they re-vote? Like, how does that work?
So usually what happens is if let's say there's 12 votes and 7 of them are for me, but I happen to have what's called an idol, which I either found or earned or some other thing from earlier in the episode. I can play it and then all votes cast against me now discount. So they would just look at the remaining 5 votes and the majority of that would send someone home.
Got it.
Which
Got it.
is
Okay.
why I think it's great to keep your idol hidden, because if you can get everyone to vote for you, all those votes are negated, and then you just single-handedly get to decide who goes home.
Yeah, it's a good strategy.
All right. Should we move into our next segment?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Our next segment, I'm going to put some sort of 30-second video here for editing purposes. I don't know what it'll be yet. I'll make it later. But let's move into Greg's gripes. Greg, we had some extensive I don't know what the word is. We went over
Confrontations.
Oh, I was going to say we went over. There was a subcommittee this summer, believe it or not. Greg was on. I shouldn't have included you. That went over like all the points in the rules and figured out what we wanted to change and make better this season. And Greg had several ideas that
were never accepted.
Yeah, and
absolutely shot down.
Yeah, Bree, who's also hiding right now, also said they were bad ideas, but she's not here. So I'm here now to bear the brunt of Greg's gripes.
All right, let's start with the first one. Why am I being punished for picking the superior team from the beginning? And then people who pick lousy players and get voted out get to then pick from, now they've seen all the players and how they are, they can now pick the best player for their team. But I'm stuck with whoever I picked from day one. That's my first complaint. I'm ready for an answer.
Listen, so there's a lot of ways this could play out. I feel like by stopping it at the merge, there's plenty of players that come out as the obvious front runners after the merge. So I don't really know how much information you're gaining pre-merge when people are hiding on their tribe of like who's great and who's not. And Bree and I and other people, I don't, but I'm not comfortable throwing other people under the bus. Thought that adding some sort of extra points for someone that had their whole team longer, like we felt your bonus was that you had more opportunities to pick up points from more players as it is. Like that's your bonus, is that you had 3 people earning points instead of 1 person. We didn't want to create a system that made the people at the front untouchable because they already had a lead on everyone else.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I get it because it does suck because you end up. Who did you have in your team last season? You had Star.
I had Kyle, Star, and Mitch.
Oh God, I had Mitch too. That was brutal. Yeah,
I was given Mitch, so that's
yeah. We fixed that too this season, by the way. We made sure everyone was picked at least once, which we'll get to when we talk about Eric.
Yeah, like that.
I don't know if that answers your question. What's your next gripe, Greg?
All right, my next one, maybe the last one.
So, coming up for the people that are barely listening, if you're doing the audio version of this, I have 2 bombshell things I want to talk about after this that we have to get to. But what's your next gripe?
Is one of those bombshells that you learned how to read? Because my next gripe is there is nobody in this game named Sophia. In this season, there are no Sophias.
Shut up.
There is a Sophie with an I, Sophie, and then there's a Sophie, Sophie. Neither one of them named Sophia.
Listen. You're right. Everyone, I'm on a recording that I'm willingly going to put out. Going to say that I was wrong and Greg was right. But I have to change so many specific parts of formulas in that goddamn Excel sheet that I can't do it. You're right.
It's almost more fun to say now.
No, you're right. You're right.
So just okay, just be aware. You know, when he says Sophia, that person doesn't exist. So
Listen, that's good to know. I mean, it's 2025, Pat. Names matter, you
I
know?
hate you. Why are we doing this? All right. What are your other gripes, or can we get to my rundown of the season?
those were the main two. So
All right. I'm sure you'll make your other gripes public later.
yes, correct.
All right. Here we go. All right. So let's transition. Let's talk about I do want to talk about some of the Survivor contestants for a second. Mostly because Mulcahy's new and he made his picks already. So I want to know who stood out to you and who are you avoiding? Do you remember? I didn't tell you to come with this information.
I totally don't remember. I can remember a couple of the names I picked. I
So
think I picked
you want me to? You
Shan.
want me to? Would this help? You want me to go through the name of people, like the names that were available?
Yeah, go through. No, I think I have Jason,
Just
I have Shannon, and I have was it MC?
MC.
MC. All right. Actually,
yeah,
listen. I mean, I
they're
can tell you
solid.
what I could tell you what drew me to them. Well,
Yeah,
Jason, I was
let's do
given,
that.
and then I could tell you why I didn't eliminate. So, what knowing nothing about this show might be an advantage. We'll see if that plays out. But I was looking at some basic information that was online. There was an article like what is their job, where are they from, and what kind of background it had for them. So I was happy to get Jason. I think he's going to be kind of a quieter underdog, but he's going to make some pretty good sneaky moves that are going to be really useful. And I know I'm not the only one with Jason, but um, I like having him assigned to me. Shannon from Wakefield, Massachusetts. I teach not too far from Wakefield. Kind of a gritty people up there, and she's also, I think, a lawyer or a law clerk or something like that. So I'm no, she's not. Which someone was a
We'll talk
lawyer.
about Shannon. I have material for Shannon. We'll
Oh
talk
well,
about it.
I forget. One of them, she had some job that I was like, all right, you know what, you might
This is
have the
thrilling to
ability
me.
to. She's what?
This nothing. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is thrilling to me. I want you to talk up Shannon a lot because I have something to say about Shannon later.
Well, I think Shannon went pretty quickly on the draft, right? Didn't people pick
Yep.
her? She was one of the first, if not the first. So
Yep.
either people all saw the same thing, or maybe we're all dumb. I don't know, but I forget what her job is. It was a while ago, and I picked it the day you sent it. But
Her job
something
is
about
winning
her
Survivor. That's her job.
Do you
that is.
have wait? Do you have her too, Greg?
I believe I have Shannon as well.
Oh, you're not
Yeah.
going to like this later. You do have Shannon. You have both the
Uh-oh.
Sophias, despite
Nope.
you have both Sophias, and you have Shannon too. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Who else you picked? MC and Jason. Pat.
Oh well, you gave me Jason, and I picked
Right.
MC as well.
All right.
I
Let's.
have a question. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Mulcahy, why didn't you pick the old guy with dreadlocks?
That's where I was going next. You mean the guy? I
I
want
don't
to
even
know.
remember his
So
name.
hold on. It's Matt. We'll talk about Matt. I didn't. I tried to keep myself down in the kickoff video because I didn't want to sway people. But at the time that we're recording this, Eric, Christina, and Brian still have to get their picks in, but everyone else has picked. Um, Not one person has picked Matt, the 52-year-old, maybe 51, guy who used to be a financial advisor, and then in his 40s decided that he wanted to do something more fulfilling. So he grew out dreads. We got a white guy with dreads. That's not problematic at all. And he works at like the airline at the airport doing like the ramps, so like luggage and stuff.
Okay, you know what though? Listen, I vaguely remember his image, but I actually have some commentary on that. That could be a mistake not picking him. I'll tell you why. Financial investors, right? They're looking at the future. They're long-term planning. This guy might have a lot of background, even though he's changed course in the middle of his life. He might have a lot of background for kind of harsh planning down the road. And then being on the airport, I don't know, he can endure nonsense.
Well,
Might be strong.
he's not talking. He's the guy losing your luggage. If you've taken a flight and lost your luggage, it's Matt.
It probably is, but maybe he can, he's intentionally losing people's luggage and he's going to intentionally stab people in the back on this show. You don't know. You don't know.
That's right. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. Greg, is
He
there
might
anyone
actually stab people. I think he's bringing a shiv. Or he's gonna fashion one out of wood.
You think he's gonna be the first survivor to physically attack someone on the show?
He might, and that's a skill set
Don't
he also might have. So you don't know.
don't put it past him.
The new era Johnny Fairplay. Bree and I are rewatching that season where Mulcahy doesn't know about this. There is a famous Survivor player, Johnny Fairplay, who the reason he's famous is because in his season there used to be they'd bring out your loved ones to do a challenge with you, and if you'd won, the reward is like to spend time with them and stuff. And he made it this far. And spoilers for something that aired 25 years ago. He got his friends like they pre-planned this. So like if I make it this far and you come out, you're gonna show up and I'm gonna ask you how my grandmother is, and you're gonna tell everyone that she's dead. And they
Oh,
elaborately lied. Greg's laughing because he's seen it. They lied. They told everyone, and there's like a 5 minute segment of the challenge where everyone's like crying and so sorry for him. And there's one woman there that's like, I don't trust him. He's been lying about everything. And everyone's like, shut up, Sandra. You're the worst. And it turns out Sandra was dead on. He was lying. They all give up the challenge. They're like, listen, he's got to find out more about his grandmother. We give up. He can have the reward. And he lies about it. And then the rest of the season, he starts making promises on his grandmother's grave to get people to trust him. So Greg's hypothesis is
dark.
that Matt, the airport worker, is going to take that and ramp it up a notch and fashion a shiv out of planks that he finds and just escalate it.
We could be underestimating this guy. I don't know.
All right. Can we talk about Annie, the other oldie?
We can. I don't really remember much about her, but if Greg wants to comment, go
Greg,
ahead.
do you have anything on Annie? I have a lot on Annie.
She just strikes me as a Carolyn, which was a crazy nutty lady from a couple of seasons ago. That's the vibe I get strictly from her picture.
All right. So I did the research on Annie. I listened to her full 25-minute interview. I listened to half of her album, her music album, because she's a musician. First of all, people might be confused. We're talking about Annie. Her real name in the article is Kimberly, but she goes by Annie, which is not a nickname for Kimberly.
It could be her middle name.
It could be. I actually don't know that. So I'm going to give you all of the facts, and I'll let you react live on air here. What is good and bad? She's a CEO of her own startup. That startup is heavily involved in like bio data specifically for female athletes, like for runners, to like help them improve form and be safe. And she started that because she started running to like just like as a personal journey and was going through some really hard times and was like, I'm struggling with running, but I don't think it's because running's bad. It's because I don't understand this enough and there's not enough resources for me. So she created the resource for herself. She also taught herself to swim as an adult because she was afraid of the water. She's like, I want to challenge myself. I want to teach myself to swim. And then she goes on to say she goes by Annie because she also in COVID decided that she wanted to also have a second job as a musician. And so she tours nationally as Greg's got rocket ship animations going. She tours nationally under the band name Trashy Annie. And I listened to her album and I'll be honest, it's fine. It's not bad. It's better than you would expect. The album cover is just her hand covered in glitter giving a middle finger. Good energy. It's fine. And she says that her biggest weakness is that she is easily swayed and she's easily swayed and convinced by just a good looking person. She was like, listen, I'm not out here for a relationship, but you could pretty much get me to do anything you wanted if you smiled at me and you were cute enough. And she was like, I don't think I'm going to change my approach based on knowing that about myself. I think I'm just going to trust who I can trust. All right.
Huh.
Well, that was Parvati's kind of MO. on when she played the game a number of times. Was, just looking good and trying to convince everybody that she was the best.
But Parvati's MO was looking good and like manipulating people. I'm saying that she's saying that she'll just go along with someone else's plan.
Oh yeah, she's toast.
I'm real worried about her. And she also says in the interview, she's like, listen, I taught myself to swim. I am still deathly afraid of the water. She's like, I can swim, but I don't want to.
I'm looking forward to her first bout in the water, in the ocean. It's going to be great.
What if the first challenge is, Pat won't know this, so I'll explain it to Pat and anyone that doesn't watch. In season 46, 45, I'm trying to talk about Brandon. When they do this, the very first thing they do in the show, like the first scene, is usually it's on the beach. Usually it involves the mud. And they get on the beach and they're like, hey, here are your tribes. Before you can even go to your new beaches, you're going to compete in a challenge for your pot, your flint, and your machete. And then whoever doesn't win is automatically starting off without that. And in season 46, they did a challenge where
Matt's already bringing his own pot.
Yeah, Matt's bringing his own pot. Nice. They did this challenge where they had to dive. It was on a boat in the ocean. They had to dive off the boat and climb this ladder to get back on. And there was this dude that couldn't climb the ladder, and he was basically drowning for 10 minutes. And the whole time, Jeff was like on the boat, like walking around, narrating the challenges as he does. And every couple minutes, he'd just kind of peer over the side, be like, Brandon, you still down there? All right, keep working. And then he'd just go back and ignore him. So I hope for Annie's sake that the first challenge is not a jump off the boat challenge. All right.
Fair enough.
The other thing I wanted to say, let's talk about Shannon real quick, and then we'll get into our last segment, which is going to be trash talking members of the league. I'm going to entrap you into saying things about people that you don't know and give them an opportunity in subsequent episodes to come on and rant at you for it. All right, let's talk about Shannon quick, though. Shannon, I listened to her interview too, and Shannon is someone who her job is that she started like just this vibes community for women to like.
Is it too late to switch players?
You already don't like where this is going. She started this community for women. I think, is it just women? It might be everyone. To kind of, I don't know how to describe it because I stopped listening to the interview, but it was like it's called Her Vibes. I'll let you look it up on your own, which seemed like a cool idea. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but her whole thing was that she was worried about playing a game that would cause her to lie. So to train herself for this, she got an AI. She made an AI that would model itself off of previous Survivor winners and Jesus Christ, and had it run through the game and asked. So what I'm telling you is that she created AI Jesus to train.
She's wicked smart, is what you're saying.
Wicked smart.
I thought you'd have more of a reaction to AI Jesus.
I mean, you could say that's questionable. You could also say that's resourceful. She needs help lying. She found a way to lie.
Greg, you got nothing on AI Jesus. I heard that and I was like, I can't wait to bring this up.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that at the moment.
All right, well, then we'll keep moving, and we'll just put a pin in this, and then maybe we'll have a recurring segment on these weekly updates where we ask ourselves, what would AI Jesus do, and see if that helped Shannon or not.
WWAIJD?
Yes. The guy interviewing her brings that up, and I don't think she understood that he was mocking it.
She's wicked dumb.
All right, we have 5 minutes left. I might have to start a new meeting for the last couple minutes, and we'll stitch these videos together. All right, let's get into this. We're calling this segment, I have something prepared to edit into this. We're calling this segment, Who Are You Sending to the Sanctuary? And who are you sending to fire making? All right, I paused to edit in those videos. So, Pat, for your information, anyone that doesn't watch Survivor yet, the sanctuary is usually the location where if you win a reward in a challenge, they're like, we're going to bring you to the sanctuary, and there's like running water and pillows, and you can sleep, and there's food, and there's all sorts of great things. It's fine. It's basically a shack on a different part of the beach. And then fire making being you're playing for your life. I'm going to go through the people in the league. I'm going to give you their tribe names, and off of only that and whatever personal vendettas you have, we're going to decide if we're sending them to the sanctuary or we're sending them to fire making. Got it?
Go.
And I'm going to make you rate yourselves too. I'm going to go right down the list. All right. So first, we're going to start with Scott. Scott, the Beachcombers. He played last season. I think he finished in third. Or what do we think? Are we sending Scott and the Beachcombers to the sanctuary or to fire making? And you have to say why. Just shout it out.
I say Sanctuary. Third place finish is respectable.
Yeah, you know what? I again, not knowing anything, third place means you understand what you're trying to do and what players are out there to do. So I feel like Sanctuary as well.
All right, Scott, you're going to the sanctuary. Next up, Kyla. Kyla hasn't gotten me her team name yet. She played last year. I think she finished. There were 16 people last year. I want to say she was like 13th. I don't remember all the placing.
Easy, Sanctuary. She's going.
She's going to the sanctuary.
This is her year.
This is okay. Pat?
Okay, so Greg's taking the New York Giants approach. This is her year. I don't know. I know Kyla.
Yeah, you met that one time that you couldn't. We went to trivia. We're pulling back the screen here. Pat met Kyla one time. The four of us went to trivia, and all I remember about that was there was a trivia question about the first ladies, like the previous 7 first ladies, and Pat, as a history teacher, didn't answer it correctly.
The question was who is still alive.
Oh, okay.
This was a few years ago, and I was trying to remember what it was. But
is it Ford? It
was right around Ford. So I was like, I was unsure. But anyhow, now I could do it. Obviously. All right. Well, yes, having that brief meeting. Yeah, Kyla seems pretty tough. I'm gonna, even though I don't always believe in the deep in the league going to the promised land. I will also join Greg in Sanctuary.
All right, interesting. All right, we got 2 minutes left, and then I'm gonna have to start a new meeting for like 30 seconds. All right, Matt. Matt finished in the top half of the league last year, I think. And his team name is MC Energy, named for MC. Or Michelle, who he picked on his team. What do we think? Sanctuary or fire building for Matt?
I don't. Do I know Matt? I don't know if I know Matt.
I don't think you've met Matt.
I don't know if I listen. I'm not trying to make an enemy, but that's not didn't really think about that team name, so I don't know. Might be fire making.
I was going to say the same. I was going to say the same thing, but only because he has the same name as Dreadlocks. So bad luck.
Good conclusion there. Yeah, that's true.
All right, Matt's going to fire making. All right, next up is me. Oh, is Bree going to join us for a second?
Sure.
Bree, this is perfect. You pull up a chair.
Okay.
Join me at Tribal.
Hi.
We're doing a thing where
I can't get to the chair.
I'll get you take this chair.
Okay.
We're doing a thing, Bree, where we're going through the league and strictly based on their team name, we're sending them to either the sanctuary or we're sending them to fire making.
Okay.
Well, team name and the personality, if you know the person.
Oh yes,
I think that's a huge factor.
So we'll do one more, and then I have to start a new meeting to finish this off. All right. The next one, because I have the free version. All right, the next one is me. I have a feeling I know which way this is going, but I will tell you that my tribe name is Probst Malone.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Last year I finished, I think, 5th as the Probstitutes.
The Probstitutes.
I do like the name Probes Malone. That might have saved you.
Probes Malone is pretty good. I will say though, Greg, and you can feel free to disagree. And I obviously have a long history
put
with
up my
Skerker
background.
here with, huh?
I have to edit my background. Never mind. Keep going.
Oh, I got a long history with our leader here, but
You got to hurry up. You got less than a minute before this cuts
oh,
off.
okay, this will be fast. Listen, the fact that you have this much time to make this many videos and put this much time into the league, I think you should be rewarded with fire making.
Rewarded? Have you been doing this? All right, we're recording again. Sorry, technical difficulties. Bree looks like she's fading out of existence.
Fine.
That's going to be just everyone on the audio version of this will have an easy time. People on video are going to be like, "What's going on?"
Some good,
so
Mr. Stein.
we cut when you told me you just said that you were rewarding me with fire making, and I'm wondering if you were doing this backwards the whole time. Fire making's bad.
Oh no, I know. No, there was no mistake. I made no mistake. I think it would be hilarious if you sink 20 hours a week into this and come dead last. And I love you, but I think that'd be really funny.
All right, fair enough.
Fair.
That's where I thought this was going. Greg,
To fire making because you only have the free version of Zoom. So
all right, that's fair. All right, I'll accept that. Carrying on, Vic. Vic had a bottom half finish last year. This year his team name is Jury Duty.
Creative, pop culture.
Yeah. I don't know him. I like the name. I'm gonna say Sanctuary.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him to Sanctuary too.
Okay, Greg.
nobody likes jury duty fire making.
Fair?
All right, this is great. Let's keep going. Brad was our winner last year, and he continues with the name Braddy's Baddies, a team name which I want you all to know. Bree, unironically, was like, I think my team name is going to be Bree's Baddies this year, and I was like, you're just going to copy Brad's name, and she was like, I do see the issue here.
I forgot. But I'm gonna send Brad to fire making just because he won last year, so he's got to go through the trenches now. That's how I feel.
Okay,
Sorry, Brad.
esteemed guests.
I mean, listen, defending a title is hard work. I feel like if he doesn't win, he'll place, but he's not taking it home this year, so probably fire making.
All right, Greg.
I'm sending him to the Sanctuary, baby. Keep the king on top.
All right,
Love that.
Nora's our next contestant with team name. Wait, this isn't Love Island.
Nice. It's a clever team name, and I am absolutely not going to have any issues with Nora. So Sanctuary.
As much as I want to send her to the Sanctuary, I did like last year's team name without milk, oat milk, or whatever it was.
Oh, it was like Outwit, Outlast, Oat Milk.
I liked that.
And I asked her, I was like, is this really what you want your team name to be? And she was like, yeah, why? Is that a problem? And I was like, nope, I'm just clarifying.
But it became clutch because there was a contestant obsessed with
Oh,
milk.
yeah, I forgot. I told Pat about this earlier in the week. There was a contestant who said he drank like a gallon of milk a day. So it turned out retroactively to be an unbelievable reference.
That's right.
I forgot about that. Greg?
Wait, say the team name one more time.
Wait, this isn't Love Island.
All right, I prefer the punnier team name, so I liked the milk one last year better. And this could be Love Island. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, we have Matt, we have Annie, we have
AI Jesus.
Some Sophias potentially, maybe. Who knows?
I'll tell you about AI Jesus later.
Okay, great.
AI Jesus. So I'm going to send her to fire making because I prefer the pun as a team name.
All right. I'm sure she'll text me later about that. Like, this bitch, Greg, sent me to fire making. All right. On that note, Greg, without a team name currently.
Ooh.
Fire making.
Fire making.
Fire making.
Bad.
But
Maybe
any comment, Greg?
that might be my team name now. Fire making.
You got to tell me before the season starts. Otherwise, I'm going to use my bank of names. I have a list of extra names in case people don't use them. I like all of them. My mom told me that some of them were inappropriate and they were horrible. Yeah.
So you have a bank of names?
Yeah, and I can tell you exactly.
He does.
Which
that bank is not paying for any, Zoom.
No,
Zoom
it's not.
accounts. So.
I can tell you exactly which one she drew the line on. She drew the line on Malaysian Airlines Flight 371. She didn't.
I'll think. I'll think
why.
of a team name. When's the season start? September
September
24th. Yeah. All right. I'll have it locked in by then.
All right. Well, while we're talking about my mom, let's talk about Heidi.
What's her team name?
I'll tell you. Huteki Teki. It is the national bird of New Zealand from a Late Night with John Oliver bit that she referenced.
Fire making. See ya.
But unique and draws from something relevant.
Is it relevant?
I don't know. I'm gonna say
They're in Fiji. They're not in New Zealand. They're in Fiji.
Listen, Pat Skerker too.
I'm sending her to fire making.
Well, I'm sending her to the sanctuary.
Were you too afraid to cross my mom?
No, I want to be in an alliance with her, like I'm in an alliance with your dad.
You're in alliance with my dad?
Yeah.
Bree, this is unrelated to Survivor. Pat, we were driving somewhere once as a family, and Bree was there, and she was still getting to learn how obnoxious my dad can be with his puns. And she said, and I quote, because we were telling her not to laugh at all of his jokes and encourage him.
You can't laugh.
And she said, and I quote, he'd never turn on me.
Oh, that's absolutely not true, Bree. You are under some
I've learned since, but I still think
disillusionment charm.
Yeah. So it's fair.
All right. Pat, are you sending my mom to fire making or the sanctuary?
No, Bree might not be afraid to cross her mom, but I got a long history of not wanting to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and put her in the sanctuary.
I'm really confused with how you worded that, but we have to move on for time's sake. Let's go to Kelsey, whose team name is Toto, after her dog.
Well, I love Toto. So,
I like Toto, too.
So then I'm going to just... Oh, SOS.
He's been doing that. You ignore...
Oh, okay.
Once again, for people on audio, for the past 30 minutes, Greg has been floating emojis up across the screen. No, stop.
I did one.
Right. Great.
Okay. Anyway, I would put Kelsey in the sanctuary because I love her.
Others?
I mean, that's nice, but I mean, we're not in Kansas anymore, so I'm going to say fire making.
Greg's SOS.
I
didn't know if that meant.
Yeah, that's what Kelsey's going to be screaming halfway through the season. What?
Yeah. Well, I was talking over you, so we didn't get that, but I'll assume that you said fire making. We're moving on. Let's go to someone whose birthday it is at the time of recording. Let's go to Patrick Smith, whose team name is Gloria's Ripping Gainers. Now, I'll try to explain his reference. It's a reference I think only I understood. Last year's team name was Gloria's Gainers. Gloria Gaynor is the woman who sang I Will Survive.
Yeah.
That's her song. But now he's made it Gloria's Ripping Gainers. I don't know.
That's tough. That's tough.
Like you pulled a hamstring or something.
Wow, unbelievable injury.
I know my decision.
All right.
Go ahead, Greg.
He's going to the sanctuary. And I'll tell you
why.
Know
what? I'm with you. Go ahead.
Because of the one and only Miss Tammy Smith. That's his mom.
I forgot about this connection.
His mom worked at the high school that I went to. I did not have his mom as a teacher. She was a history teacher, Mulcahy. So she probably knows all the living first ladies. So sanctuary.
Okay. I mean, I'm agreeing with sanctuary. Not for any reason related to Smith's mom. I just feel like, I'm thinking about his birthday today. I'm thinking about he's a pretty good guy. I feel like it's going to be a good year for him. So I'm going to say sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. And we are talking about the person who last year during week 4 hadn't watched anything and asked me what an immunity idol was.
Still like it.
All right. Bree, what was your choice?
I said fire making.
All right. Well, let's see if that trend continues. Let's talk about Sharon, your mom. The Red Cardinals.
Well, listen. After hearing all the iterations of the team names.
Oh, yeah. You guys didn't have to live through this. We're in our group text thread. Bree's mom sent me probably 5 different team names.
Yes, and one was something about breaking into the house. So
Bree and her mom got locked out of their house recently, and Sharon got them in by using a credit card to break the lock.
That's correct.
And she really wanted to reference that. And I was like, that's kind of too specific.
So I will say,
I mean, but that's screaming sanctuary. She's resourceful. She knows what she's doing.
you're not wrong.
All right.
You're not wrong.
Sorry, Bree, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, but
No,
you
I
can
was just
explain
going to
more.
say, you know, it's.
Now, what if I told you this? She was assigned Matt for her team.
Oh.
Oh, incredible.
And last year, this is mostly just for Greg. Last year, she willingly picked Chrissy.
Uh,
I think she might be.
wait, say her team name one more time?
The Red Cardinals.
All right, that's redundant. Cardinals are red. She's going to the fire making.
I knew that's what you would say.
All right.
All right, let's keep going.
She's over.
Emily W. The Life of a Shogo.
Oh.
Are you sure her name is actually Emily, or are you misreading that one too?
No, it's Emily.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. We'll throw the explicit tag on this.
Taylor Swift reference, easy sanctuary for me.
I mean, no context. Not trying to make an early enemy. I'll say sanctuary as well.
Greg?
Yeah. We'll go sanctuary. Because I'm still not 100% confident that Skerker actually knows your real name.
All right,
Yeah,
awesome.
Awesome.
Let's get to one I'm really excited to dive into. Someone who hasn't picked their tribe, but was assigned Annie. So currently a roster of 1, Trashy Annie, and it's Eric.
I don't even know if we need to discuss this.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty ubiquitous situation.
I like that you've jumped on this train now, where you just dogpile on Eric.
Well, I'm just saying it's Annie and nothing, and
that could be his team name. That's his team name right there. Annie and nothing. Greg, would you like to defend Eric?
Can he pick 2 more Annies?
He can pick Matt, and then we'll let him pick Annie one more time.
Okay, if he does that, I'm sending him to the sanctuary. He needs that.
So you'll send him to the sanctuary on the condition that he picks Matt, the airport guy with dreads.
Yeah, and Annie again.
Annie a second time.
Yeah.
But otherwise, fire making, right?
Yeah, so he's got a fire making. We don't really need to discuss it.
Yeah, I think
we can stumble down the stairs to fire making, like that time he tore his hamstring or whatever. Megan. Megan's name is Buffs and Bad Blood.
I like the beef.
You're a big alliteration fan?
Yeah. Alliteration is nice. That's it's pretty important. But I don't know. Greg, you got a thought?
I had an ex-girlfriend named Megan, so fire making.
Oh no. That's so
all right,
funny.
that's fine for me.
Wait, it's not the same one, right?
Wouldn't that be wild?
No. It's not.
Oh, that would be wild. Phew. Okay.
Maybe next season.
There you go.
Not the same one. All right. So fire making for Megan. Presumably both the one in our league and a preliminary or a pre, what's it called? Precognitive,
I don't know what you're saying.
Preliminary fire making in case the other one ever comes in the league.
Prefontaine, right. Steve Prefontaine?
Yep. That's a reference only I would understand. All right, let's go to Bree. Bree, do you want to share your team name? I like this team name.
Good. It's Rice, Baby.
Thank you for half singing that, because there's no way that they would understand that.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I understand the song, but I don't know why I'm supposed to laugh at the rice.
Because
you wouldn't.
Their main food source.
It's also, we'll get into Pat's name next, actually, but it's a carb, and Pat has trouble with it.
Oh yeah, like those cookies I made you that with.
Save it. We'll get into that next. No, frequently they have to negotiate maybe like halfway through the game. Jeff
for rice.
Be like, I'll give you this bag of rice to take back if you, like, 4 of you
but
willingly
it's okay.
Sit out of this challenge.
Send me to fire making. I don't mind.
Okay, so now I know that. I appreciate it a little more. But again, I have not watched a single minute of all 48 seasons, so I have no idea what I'm talking about.
This is gonna be a fun year for you.
You finished, Bree. Where did you finish last year?
No comment.
Out of 16.
Oh,
Give us a number.
Yeah.
that sounds like fire making. If we're not willing
Oh,
to
I'm
over,
going sanctuary. This is nowhere to go but up.
Well, you could this year finish lower than 16. So
That's true.
Oh,
there's
yikes.
actually 10
Oh.
more spots less that you could finish. All right.
All right,
Fire making.
without rousing review, I need to go finish my work. That's
all
where
right.
I was headed.
Bye, Bree. I'm glad you got through yours.
Bye. Nice to see you.
I see,
He
Brie.
doesn't mean that.
Hi.
She's blocked out by the filter now, but she's giving you guys the finger. Now she's just giving me the finger. All right, next is, I'm gonna be honest, my favorite name, someone I've known for 26 years, is Pat Mulcahy. He's on the call. Pat Mulcahy with a joke that's dark enough where only I would appreciate it at first. Risky with a league of people you don't know. The autoimmunity idols. As famously, Patrick, because I know Greg doesn't understand science. Patrick Mulcahy has diabetes.
This is true. This is true. But there are many autoimmune disorders. But I was thinking of something that I actually knew from the show, and all I knew was immunity idols, and I figured I could make that somewhat dark joke. But if they all die, then they all die. Get kicked off? It's too bad. Greg, for those of you on the audio, Greg just put a syringe emoji.
It's floating across the screen, just a syringe of blood. Oh,
No, that was the insulin. That was insulin.
That was insulin.
Is insulin red?
No, it wasn't red.
Was it
red?
Do it
I
again.
can't tell.
No, it didn't look red on my screen.
Hold on. Here we go. I think that's just a plunger.
That's a syringe. That's just a syringe.
And it's full of red liquid. It's dripping out. Are you gaslighting me?
I don't
Not
see
on
it.
mine. I just see the plunger is red.
Maybe it's the Mac. All right. Anyway, the autoimmunity idols. I'm sending you to the sanctuary because I really like that name, even though it's probably just dark enough for at least all the parents in the league to be like, oof, I don't know about this kid.
Yeah, questionable. I'll send myself to fire making just because I don't know anything. But go ahead, Greg. What are your thoughts?
Oh, sanctuary all the way. I like how you're jumping on the Survivor bandwagon 48 seasons in. That's just a fun fact in itself.
All right.
All right. Well, while we're continuing with the conflict of interest, let's talk about Greg's wife, Brenna, who still also doesn't have a team name.
I love Brenna, but no team name. It's been at least a week.
Yeah, but I assume that she's caring for your daughter most of the time.
I mean, clearly Greg's not.
And you're just walking around complaining about the Giants.
Yeah, that's kind of, you just summed up my day to day.
You know what? I'm gonna sanctuary for Brenna.
Yeah,
sanctuary. Even without a name,
Sanctuary
she has to
for
put
Brenna.
up with you, Greg, all the time. I'm gonna say sanctuary.
Oh yeah, well I agree. And we'll get a team name. She's clever.
Yeah,
She's got the words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is an English teacher.
She's got the words.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk about Kelsey's mom, Anne, who is, and I assume this is because of a name recognition issue, the only person to choose Annie. And her team name is the Hammerheads. Their last name is Ham. So.
Sanctuary.
I like
I like that. Sanctuary. Done.
But even with picking Annie.
Yeah, even with Annie.
Hey, I suddenly have a lot more confidence in Annie now. So.
All right. Anne.
Sanctuary.
I can't wait. I've been Facebook friends with Anne for like 2 years. I've never met Anne. I can't wait. I'm trying. I would like, Anne, if you're still listening to whatever this recording is, we need to meet and we need to do it on air for content. All right. We only have a few more left. Mikey. Mikey's team name is Wanahakalugi from Finding Nemo. Duke,
good reference.
Fan of Duke.
Is what?
Fan of Duke.
Oh, well, there you go. I was going to say pretty good name, but Duke fan, that's...
Big women's basketball fan in general.
All right.
2 strikes.
It's 2 strikes, but he's not out yet, so...
What was the team name again?
Wanahakalugi.
Wanahakalugi, yeah.
Mm.
It's close. It's like a 51%, but I'm not sure which way.
Is it because
right
I
now.
said he likes Duke, which is people can make their own choices. That's fine. Is that what's swaying you? Should I have kept that to myself?
No, I think this is important information.
Fire making.
I'm
Is
gonna say sanctuary. I'm gonna make
you-
Pappy the deciding vote.
Greg, are you saying fire making on the Duke grounds or just
Just
He doesn't care about basketball. He's not
yeah, man.
paying attention to Duke. Greg's not making
okay?
this decision.
I'm again not trying to create early enemies. It's very questionable. I'm sure, you're a wonderful human, Mikey, if you're listening to this, but I'll be kind and say sanctuary.
All right. Faith, team name F Bomba, after her nickname she frequently uses in fantasy leagues, F Bomb.
I did appreciate the arrival message in the group.
All of her messages to me have been like that. I made that stupid little league expansion notice.
Yeah.
And she wrote me back a response like in equivalent.
I'm gonna say sanctuary based on that alone. I just thought I thought that was making a big entrance and big personality and might go far.
All right. Greg?
I agree.
All right. To the sanctuary for F Bomb. Talk about V or Victoria. It goes by V. No team name yet.
I don't know. Tough call.
Is there a middle? Is there like a limbo or something?
Well, I'll tell you who she has on her team. How about that? She has Jawan, Steven, and Sophie B.
All right, Sophie, sanctuary.
Greg has both Sophies, so you know. That's why he's saying that.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah. All right. I'll jump on board. I mean, I don't have any Sophie connection there, but I'll say sanctuary.
All right. Let's go to Connor then. Connor, tribe name, Snuff My Torch.
Love it.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Yeah.
Name alone. Name alone.
Sanctuary. I feel
Name
like
alone.
the names this season are so much better than last year's as a whole. Everyone's
Yeah.
in the early game.
All right, how many we got left, Skerks?
3, but we can do 2 of them at the same time. Christina and Brian don't have a team name and they haven't picked anyone, but I can tell you who they have on their tribes.
Sure.
So assigned, Christina has Jeremiah, someone who on their way out at the airport to Fiji was hit by a car. And Brian has Annie assigned to him.
These are incredible. Here's a car.
That's a car.
It's going to hit Jeremiah.
All right. No, they haven't picked anyone, and they don't have team names.
Yeah, that's
No, but
that's
I'll tell you
that's
this.
fire making.
I'll tell you this.
That's fire making.
All right, Christina has texted Bree panicking over the decision, trying to pick someone smartly. So she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it, but she hasn't pulled the trigger.
Indecisive fire making.
All right. Both of them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, both of them.
All right, last one, and then we'll sign off. Emily E. Team name.
No, I don't even need to know the name. I don't even need to know the name. I like to start shit with Emily E. Fire making.
All right.
I'll hear the name.
Rough Times, but rough is spelled like a dog. RUFF.
All right, fire making.
Not a dog person. You have a cat.
Yes, correct.
Emily E., I'm going to look right at the camera here and tell you this. I've seen you compete in cooking shows. I've seen you get feisty coaching. If you want to bring the heat, let's go. Let's go.
And I'll look in the camera and say, I don't know anything about you, so you can bring the heat to Mulcahy.
All right. And this has been Sanctuary or Fire Making. All right. We're about to sign off the very first ever episode of The League Has Spoken. I'm going to give you guys one more chance in your, this is your confessional, which Pat doesn't understand what that is at the end of the episode. This is your confessional before we sign off. You have anything you want to say to me or the league? Let's go, Greg, first.
I'm looking forward to year 2 of Survivor Fantasy Island. I really thought I had year 1 in the bag. So I'm really coming back with a vengeance this time, and I'm taking no prisoners.
All right. That was a good soundbite. That won't, if you come in last, we're definitely going to replay that every week. Mulcahy.
Well, it's a little hard to follow that from Greg, but I think, as we've seen many times in the past, people with other activities, other brackets, other sports just randomly pick based on some other stuff and have success. So I'm going to say my soundbite today. Hey, watch the sleeping emoji there, Greg. Watch this. My soundbite for today is sometimes the less you know, the better you do.
Sure. That frequently is true on Survivor, not at all. All right. Well, this has been The League Has Spoken. I don't know when episode 2 will be. It might not be until our first actual weekly update, but I hope you enjoyed.